new Jurassic World Rebirth figures have supposedly been revealed, and we're going to start straight off with Spinosaurus. So this one, I don't think this is what it's going to look like in the movie. I do think it's more paleo accurate in the movie, but this one you can see the design is a little different. These are obviously like a new generation of Snap Squads, like we had Snap Squad first, then Uncaged. I don't know what this is, but it looks interesting. But yeah, Spino, it's got some classic features. It's got a bigger Giga Chad type of jaw and small sail, kind of like the big set. And we also have a new T-Rex to go with it. There's 3, but we'll look at the T-Rex right now. So this one, its design does actually look different. If you compare it to, say, the other Uncaged or Snap Squad figures, this one looks a little sort of mutated, like it's got a bigger sort of front head, top head, you know? So it does look really interesting, and I'm excited to see, because I do think there's going to be a couple of like mutations in Jurassic World Rebirth on the island. But there's also this new Ankylosaurus as well, which looks really weird. It's got carnivorous teeth, and it kind of looks like it has a crown with, obviously it has the back spikes as per usual on the head, but it also has like another set going up. So it just looks super cool. It's blue, like bumpy. Obviously these are just prototypes. They are up on eBay. And why do we think they're Jurassic World Rebirth? Well, if you flip them over on the underside, it says they were made in 2024, and obviously, you know, you have to design the things like a year in advance, so that most likely means that they are Rebirth toys being released for next year, because they've been made this year. If you look at a range of other toys, I could probably like look at this Atrociraptor, and I can't really see anything on the underside of it, but you know, Dominion came out in 2022, it would probably say 2021. You can take a look at a ton of probably Legos as well, the exact same thing. But yeah, we also have a new Lego Pteranodon, and it's an entirely new mold. It's not entirely Jurassic World related, but I just thought it was cool because they are using the Jurassic World models or molds for these. And this mold is new, but there's another mold we'll talk about later that isn't new. So this one is like a Gwen Pteranodon. I do believe it's from a Spider-Man show, and it looks really interesting. I wonder if they're going to use this new Pteranodon mold for the Jurassic World Rebirth line, because you think, you know, they've done that before, they've prepared for lines. So I think maybe, you know, because I do believe the Pteranodon is going to look new in Rebirth, so maybe this will be our new design, and I think that could be pretty cool. Obviously it is colored like Gwen, it's got pink webs along it, and it's mostly white. I do believe it's called Ghost Spider in the show or something. They can't call it Gwen because obviously young people are watching it, so they want to change it up. And we also do have the Lego Triceratops. So this one we've seen before, the baby one, we've gotten a green one of it, a blue one, and a grey one, and now this grey and white sort of one. I do believe it's also based off the show. I think it's Gwen's friend in the show maybe, so it's a little interesting. It looks unique from everything else. I'm not sure it's based on actual Spider-Man character, but I do believe it has Gwen's clothing sort of colors. That's kind of why it's white. There's another like Fisher-Price toy, I think of it, that's way more detailed. Obviously the Lego ones, they lack a bit of detail, especially considering they're carrying over a mold from the Jurassic World line. So yeah, I wonder if we will see this baby Triceratops back again for the Jurassic World Rebirth line as well. I do believe there's meant to be a tiny little new Ceratopsian friend to go along with our new characters in the movie, but we'll have to wait and see. There's also a new Lego Dilophosaurus, kind of, not exactly, but it's Electro is a Dilophosaurus in the show, basically. And what they've done, instead of using the Dilophosaurus mold, they do have it, so I'm not sure why they didn't use it, but they've turned them into cars, dinosaur cars. So we have this Dilophosaurus as a car. It's kind of hard to figure it out at first, but I went and looked up the characters in this show, and I was like, okay, so it's got the Electro sort of colors, and there's an Electro Dilophosaurus. And if you look at it carefully, you can actually see the frills coming out from the side. So it does make sense. It's a little weird looking for a Dilophosaurus. I never thought we would ever see a Dilophosaurus car, but, or, you know, maybe for like the Jurassic Park line with the Jurassic Park colors, but like a Lego Dilophosaurus car is just really interesting to me. And if we had it in Jurassic Park colors for this Lego, be super awesome. But there's also another Lego Stegosaurus. So we just recently got a Lego Stegosaurus mold, but once again, this is a car, and it is based off the Miles Morales by Spider-Man. And, you know, I was going to say Earth 616, but I believe it's different for this show. I think it's a whole nother universe. So yeah, this one is like a Stegosaurus based off Miles Morales, except it is a dinosaur car. So I couldn't necessarily tell at first. It more looked like a scorpion, but then I did search it up, and it turns out, you know, there's a Miles Morales version of a Stegosaurus in the show. I was like, right, okay, that kind of makes sense now. And you can see the plates and even the tail. I think it like loops around like this, so it kind of looks like a scorpion tail. And then the red, I thought those would be like the stingers, but you know, it's just the plates and the spikes on the Stegosaurus tail. So there is that, and it's pretty cool. Now, there's meant to be 3 sets. We don't have an image of the last one, but it should be an incredibly cool set. It is called the Lego Spider-Rex and Goblin set. I do think it's going to be the most expensive one, I do believe. But this one does indeed look super interesting because, I mean, just think about it. You know, you've got Spider-Rex. That's super cool. We have seen Spider-Rex in a movie as well. We saw it in the recent Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and that was cool. It made a short little cameo, but, you know, I got to make a video on it, so that was awesome. And yeah, then there's like a little goblin raptor. I'm really curious for what that one will look like, because, you know, I reckon Lego Spider-Rex, either they'll make it out of actual Lego pieces and maybe a T-Rex head, or they'll do the actual Jurassic World mold. I think maybe they might use actual pieces though. But yeah, goblin raptor, I'm super excited to see. Will it be the Velociraptor mold? We'll have to wait and see. But there was also a new Jurassic World Rebirth image released recently. So we've got 3 in total now, I do believe. We've got the one with Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey in the long grass. We have one with Mahershala Ali and I do think he had like a canister of DNA in his pocket. So now in this shot, we kind of get more of a look of how they're getting that canister of DNA. And we see Scarlett Johansson once again in the long grass. So I think maybe the scenes will be close together. She's got like this sort of gun, but it's not entirely a gun because it's not bullet loaded, but it has like a little tranquilizer thing, not loaded with anything, but I assume if they shoot it, it's going to extract the DNA. And I assume the first one they're looking at is the sauropod, because they're obviously going after a pterosaur and a marine creature. But yeah, I think they're going after the sauropod here. But yeah, if you want more Rebirth or Chaos Theory news, make sure to check out up here. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.